just also turn our attention. Mitch McConnell this morning basically said, I reject Chuck Schumer's offer of calling witnesses. The folks like Joni Ernst and Susan Collins and Cory Gardner have already come out and they're saying, like, we need to get this over with quickly. And why would they need to get it over quickly? Well, of course, because it's doing so well for them. They're so excited about taking this vote in the Senate that they want to have it happen really quick so that we can forget about it. The other thing that people should note is we are still, and this is the case with every Republican in the country who is an office holder right now, a federal office holder, the deadline to primary them has not passed. What we are seeing right now from all of these people is the most pro-Trump posture they're going to take in this cycle. Because once the primary goes, you will start to see Susan Collins try and distance herself. You will see Joni Ernst distance herself. You will see Cory Gardner distance himself. Right now is peak. Don't distance yourself from Trump unless you want to get primaried season. So this is as bold as they get, and you can still see them hedging. Let's just do this quick. I know President Trump wants a whole trial to exonerate himself, but they know what he wants is to put a tire around their neck so that as he sinks, they come with him. So I mention that only because I suspect that one of ABC's political analysts disagrees. She is a member of The View, and her attempt to push this political analysis on the rest of The View members was met with a certain amount of disdain, which I have to admit I enjoyed.
All right, we're back to the conversation. Go ahead.
What I wanted to say was, to your point about why Clinton perjured himself, is because he was willing to go under oath. Mm-hmm. Trump will not go under oath. He refuses to testify, as well as Mulvaney, Bolton, and Giuliani, all these people who are afraid to go under oath, particularly Donald. If he goes under, as I've said before, the lie machine will explode.
Joe Biden's not going under oath either, though, he said.
Joe Biden is not the crucial person here. He's not the one who's being investigated right now.
But still, if you're asked if you're subpoenaed, you should say, I'm going to do what the law says I need to do. I'm going to show up and I'm going to testify.
But in his case, it's a separate issue. It's not germane to what is going on in the Senate right now.
Yeah, and I also think...
Pause it for one second. I mean, that is an important point to note. Who could you not subpoena in this trial if you could subpoena Joe Biden? Like, honestly, like, who could you? This is a trial about Donald Trump. Who could you not subpoena? If it makes sense to subpoena Joe Biden, who could you not subpoena? Could you subpoena everyone? Could I be subpoenaed?
Subpoena everybody.
Everybody's going to be subpoenaed. But Abby Huntsman, one of those reasonable Republicans, brings up Joe Biden in this context. I mean, even Hunter Biden, who I think everyone would acknowledge got that job because his last name was Biden, also not germane to the question as to whether Donald Trump was doing this. What he did, these facts are not in dispute, as far as I can tell, rises to the level of impeachment. And if you want to establish Hunter Biden's guilt or innocence is irrelevant to the question as to, was Donald Trump on a one-man mission to make sure to root out corruption? Why didn't he involve anyone else in the government, all the government apparatus in this country that is designed to do it? Like when the DOD says we're okay with what's going on there in terms of funding relative to corruption. When the State Department says that. When the Office of the OMB says that. When every single facet of your government says there's no issue, and you do not communicate to them that you even have an issue. There's no Hunter Biden or Joe Biden relevance in that trial. I'm happy to have the Senate open up another investigation. Investigate it. Great. Here is, let's continue with this.
Senate right now.
Yeah, and I also think, if we're going to talk about both sides and we're going to sort of make that comparison, I think we also have to compare the Senate vote before. You had so many senators that voted to not only impeach but also convict President Clinton for, yes, perjuring himself. Yes. Many of those same people are still in the Senate. I cannot believe that they would vote to impeach and convict a sitting president for perjuring himself, and they would not vote to convict a president and remove a president who clearly wanted to use a foreign government for his own personal benefit to impede our very democracy. Right. That is the height of hypocrisy for this Republican-led Senate.
But my job
I don't understand that.
My job here is not to litigate the ethics of it. I'm an ABC political analyst along with being a View co-host. My job is to analyze the politics of it. And I'm telling you the politics
But I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people that are senators that are in the Senate. The Republican Senate.
Here's what's happening now. We're gonna
show ever.
Girl, please stop talking. Please stop talking right now. Because you know what? What's happening? Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
I won't talk the rest of the show. No problem.
Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. If you're going to behave like this,
I'm not behaving like anything.
You're talking over.
Perspective.
Yes, we understand that. But what you're doing.
No, I'm not.
We're not doing anything. How about this? Former FBI. We'll be right back.
We'll put up an address where you can send a muffin basket to Whoopi Goldberg. Now,
I don't think I've ever seen a 33-year-old woman be put in timeout like that.
Exactly.
Before.
And should be. And you know what? Kudos to ABC for getting such an adept political analyst.
I'm a political analyst.
I have two roles. I am not just a host here on The View. I am actually a political analyst.
I'm a host, John McCain's daughter.
How much you want to bet like that was like, I'm only coming back on the show if I get the title political analyst so that I can show that I know more about politics than they do.
Should we watch that part again?
Yeah.
That's right. Senate.
But my job
I don't
here,
understand that.
My job here is not to litigate the ethics of it. I'm an ABC political analyst along with being a View co-host. My job is to analyze the politics of it. And I'm telling you,
but I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people that are senators that are in the Senate.
Okay, wait a second. We queued up. I want to get just her say I'm an ABC political analyst, and we just got to do this. Then, all right. I'm sorry, folks. This is really, I know, juvenile.
What is she wearing?
That. My job here is not to litigate the ethics of it. I'm an ABC political analyst along with being a View co-host. My job is
to analyze. It's like, I was saying when we first saw this, there was this trend in filmmaking. I think it was really in like 2015, 2016, where you would explore the same tropes of like these horribly, basically racist 90s movies. Or, problematic, whatever, like Driving Miss Daisy or something like that. Except at the end, Morgan Freeman would say, actually, screw you. That's what just happens.
Yes.
It's like, actually, you know what? You disgusting entitled trust fund baby who, as someone who's actually here on the merits of my talent, I'm going to have you be quiet for a second.
I'm not just a trust fund baby. I'm also an ABC political analyst.
Not just a trust fund baby. I'm also an ABC political analyst.
Folks,